Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be talking about AI.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
More specifically, how to actually get results from AI, because I feel like that's the thing that everybody wants to figure out right now.
Yeah.
We've gotten a ton of requests from you all to take a look at this memo from Avalia Systems.
Yeah.
And I got to say, this is a really interesting one. They're a boutique Swiss consultancy, so you know already they're fancy.
Right.
But they don't mess around. I mean, they've worked with global retail giants, insurance powerhouses, even one of the world's largest stock exchanges.
Yeah. It's interesting about their client list is just how many different types of businesses they work with.
So they have a unique perspective on this whole AI paradox, as they call it.
Right.
Where on the one hand, we're all super excited about AI, especially generative AI, which is,
The hot topic.
the hot topic.
That's what everyone's talking about.
Exactly. But then when it comes to actually implementing it and using it to get real business results, that's where things get a little
Tricky.
tricky.
Yeah.
It's like everybody wants the Ferrari, but nobody wants to learn how to drive it.
You got it. And that's exactly what we see with a lot of companies. They get excited about the potential of AI and they want to jump in head first, but they haven't necessarily thought through the practicalities of how they're actually going to use it.
Right.
So you end up with these really powerful tools that are just sitting there, not being used to their full potential.
Yeah, and that's what I like about Avalia's first point in this memo. It's all about the business, not the buzzword, right? Like, don't implement AI just because it's trendy.
Right.
You need to have a clear business objective.
Start with the why before the AI.
Exactly.
Like, what are you actually trying to achieve with this?
Yeah.
And then you can start thinking about whether AI is the right tool for the job.
Yeah, and they have this great analogy in the memo. They say it's like building a house starting with a roof.
Right. A recipe for disasters.
Total disaster. So you need that solid foundation of a specific business problem that you're trying to solve. And I think they quote Rodney Reese, the CEO of Avalia, in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
He was talking with Alex Alves, who's a big AI expert over at Amazon. And they were both saying, yeah, you can't just sprinkle AI on everything and expect miracles.
And it's so important to hear that from leaders at such big companies, right? Because it shows that this isn't just some niche idea that Avalia is pushing.
Right.
It's a broader understanding in the tech world that AI is not this magic solution.
Yeah.
It's a tool. And like any tool, it needs to be used strategically and effectively.
Which leads us to Avalia's second big point, which is AI is engineering, not magic.
Yes, love this one.
Right. And this is, I think, where things really start to click for a lot of people because
Yeah.
we hear AI and our brains go to, sci-fi movies.
Right. Not spreadsheets and data analysis.
Exactly. It's this mystical black box.
Right.
But Avalia is really trying to demystify it for us by saying, look, this is fundamentally an engineering endeavor. It's just like building a bridge or designing software.
Okay.
It requires careful planning, rigorous testing, constant iteration and refinement. It's not something you can just throw together and hope for the best.
So true.
And that requires a certain level of discipline and rigor that I think a lot of companies, especially those that are new to AI, might not be prepared for. And, that's where Avalia really brings something unique to the table because they understand the engineering behind AI.
Yeah.
They can guide companies through each step of that process, from defining their goals and collecting data to building and deploying models and then continuously monitoring and refining those models to make sure that they're actually delivering on those business objectives that we talked about.
And speaking of foundations, one thing that really stood out to me in this memo was their emphasis on data. It's like they're obsessed with it.
Well, they're right to be,
Okay.
because you can have the most sophisticated AI algorithms in the world, but if you're feeding them bad data,
Yeah.
you're going to get bad results.
Yeah.
It's garbage in, garbage out.
Right. And they make a really interesting point in the memo about data drift and model drift.
Oh, yeah, that's a crucial concept.
Yeah, it's like imagine you train a self-driving car only on sunny days,
Okay.
and then winter hits, it sees snow for the first time, and it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, what is this? Total system meltdown.
Exactly, because the data that it was trained on no longer reflects the real world.
Right.
And that's what data drift is. It's this idea that the data you initially use to train your AI can become outdated or irrelevant over time.
Okay.
The world changes, customer behavior changes,
Yeah.
and your AI needs to keep up with those changes. And the model drift is similar. It's when the model itself, even if the data is fine, starts to perform worse over time
Got it.
because it's no longer the best fit for the evolving situation.
So what do we do? How do we solve this data dilemma?
Well, that's where Avalia's DX Hub platform comes in. It's built on top of Spotify's open source Backstage platform, which is all about managing complex software systems.
Interesting.
And what's so clever about this is that it connects back to their whole engineering approach to AI.
Okay.
They're not just throwing a Band-Aid on the data problem.
Right.
They're integrating it into this robust, adaptable system that could evolve with your needs.
It's like they're giving you the tools to build your AI house on solid ground, and then they're also giving you the blueprints for renovations when you need to add that second story.
Exactly. It's about sustainable, long-term AI solutions, not just quick fixes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because this field is moving so fast, we've got to evolve with it.
It's definitely an exciting time to be involved in the AI world, both professionally and personally. But it also means a responsibility to be thoughtful about our approach.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this and your AI years are turning, definitely go check out Avalia's free AI maturity assessment. It's a fantastic starting point, whether you're a business leader or you just want to navigate the AI world more effectively. In the meantime, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep learning, and we'll catch you in the next deep dive.